Impala Films presents Haunted, the audio drama. Season 2, Episode 10, Death of the Author, Part 1 of 4, written by Benton Hodges.
I'll be back at the end of the month, and we can talk about Mr. Trevino's visit, and any other queries you might have. Apologies again, James. Good night. I pray that if you're seeing this, you found me, and the students are safe and well. But, well, let's try to stay positive.
This is James Hunter's notes on everything. It is currently 3 o'clock in the morning. My companions are asleep. I'm sat next door with Isabella Marwood's grimoire and whatever is left of this bottle. I can't make heads or tails of it, but when has that ever stopped me? A weaving of words and symbols to make supposed spells, but the words spoken aloud just seem inert. And as for the symbols... Symbols I am unable to decipher, save for a few decoded by my old friend Harry, who is no longer with us. Yet another face I can see when I close my eyes. They're getting closer. Every night they're getting closer. In this dream I'm having, this reoccurring dream. I am on stage in a vast auditorium. The show is in full swing, a grand epic in many acts, told by many players, but suddenly a spotlight falls on me and I've forgotten my lines, and everything grinds to a halt. And I panic. I try to scramble for my lines, but nothing comes to me. So I look to the audience, and there they are. Years ago they were in the gods, before I met Abigail, the mezzanine. But last night, they're right there. So close to the front row I can make out every detail in their faces, every last scar and blemish. In fear I turn to my co-star for help, but there he is, the burned man, pointing and screaming something, that awful unsound. And then I wake. It seems more vivid than usual, realer than the waking world. The case for several weeks ago must have stirred something within me. I daren't sleep again. I think I know where they will be. What's left? Gin. But I'm getting ahead of myself, lingering on the past. Dreams can stay where they may. There are still very many real dangers at our doorstep. Which leads me to my new file, Oscar DeWitt, which started with the usual peril.
Come on, please, please. Oh, no, no, no!
Ha! Mayfair, pay up.
That's not fair. I own literally every other property, and Dan's just hiding in prison.
Just pay up. You'll be getting £200 next turn anyway. Imagine getting paid for walking around a corner. Truly the life of a millionaire. What's that?
Oh, it's just the podcast tip line.
When have you ever bemoaned the tip line?
When has anyone ever used the word bemoan?
Me? I use words like that. You're lucky we're playing Monopoly. You think you're getting shafted now. Just wait till we play Scrabble.
As far as I can tell, it's a hoax, or a group of trolls trying to trick me.
Trolls. As in the little buggers who hide under bridges and attack goats.
Oh, fuck off. Those are not real.
I won't rule it out. Sky's the limit these days.
No, I mean trolls like the creepy nerds who have nothing better to do than waste people's time on the internet.
Wow. How pathetic.
Says the guy who spent 2 years doing nothing but eating pizzas, drinking beers, and watching old TV shows.
Well, yes, but I did that at the base of a depression spiral. Now that makes it cool.
Does it?
Yes, it's called suffering for my art. Don't knock Buffy the Vampire Slayer or The X-Files. Television classics.
Yeah, just as I thought.
What is it?
It's this claim that some play keeps sprouting up around the country randomly. Then audience members go missing. It sounds like something straight out of a creepypasta.
You know, I'm usually the voice of dissent, but it's strange seeing you be so dismissive.
Oh, I've tried to research it. 0 mentions of the play, 0 reviews or critics, and absolutely no social media presence. And I can't even find a theatre anywhere that says they showed the play. 0 mentions of the playwright either.
What's their name?
Oscar DeWitt. What?
Oh, nothing. Just another case of lethalogica.
Oh, well, they seem to be getting more frequent these days.
Yes, my memory is struggling. And before you start, I realise that the heavy drinking probably does not help.
Speaking of, looks like we're out of drinks and food. Who is doing the run this time?
Not it!
Wonderful. Where's the nearest shop?
On the other side of the train lines.
There's a tunnel that goes under the bridge.
All right. Where did I leave my truncheon?
Oh, is the copper afraid of a few bridge trolls?
No, the copper is afraid of getting mugged in a dark, barely lit tunnel.
Weren't you supposed to return that when you got suspended?
I did. This is my own one. Military surplus.
Fairy snuff.
Right, I'll be back in 10.
Another one.
Oh, yeah, another one. They're just replying to that last claim saying the play showed up in their own town. Oh, there's an attached photo.
Well, aren't you going to open it?
You really aren't savvy to the internet, are you?
I'm pretty sure we've already established that's part of my character.
Okay, well, if you're a personality on the internet and you're a girl, it's pretty safe to assume what unsolicited photos are.
What, like something gross?
Yes, something gross, like 70% of the time. Why don't you open it and tell me if it looks familiar?
Sure, I don't mind.
Well?
It's a sandwich board.
And no genitalia?
Wait, what?
Where was that luck when I landed on Mayfair?
There was a threat of sudden genitals.
Okay, let's see what the sandwich board said. Brilliant Rain, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Brilliant Rain.
It's the name of the play. That's fantastic. Someone managed to get an actual photo of it being advertised.
Did the photo sender say where it's being hosted?
Whitby, in a church hall it seems.
Well, that explains why you wouldn't find it at any theatres.
Yeah, the tips did mention it was always hosted at strange locations and only one showing.
Have you considered that this is merely some avant-garde, postmodern marketing scheme to make the play popular using a clever ploy like this?
Yes, James, I had considered that.
Yet you still seem enthused.
Well, I mean, this is the first physical proof that the play exists.
It's physical proof that someone owns a sandwich board, a piece of chalk, a camera, and has access to the internet.
But why would so many people all over the country be concerned with it?
Fine, I'll bite. Could you perhaps plot all the sightings of the play along with the recent disappearances onto a map? Maybe then we can see if there's a correlation.
Already on it.
Atta girl.
Evening, Deputy Dan.
Jesus Christ! Oh, it's you. I'm not doing this. Fuck's sake. You know I have a phone, right?
It's more fun to drop in like this.
Of course. And which Eliza am I talking to today? The one that doesn't work for the London Gazette? Or the one that doesn't curate the paranormal truth? Or the one who left me for dead in a tunnel?
The one who's here to help you.
Oh yeah, pull the other one, it's got bells on it.
I'm serious, Dan.
And I'm not interested. Every time you show up, I feel like a bloody crazy person. You appear out of nowhere, drop some cryptic shit on my lap, and then expect me to sort it out. How do I even know you're real?
I'm not real, Dan. I'm a manifestation of your instincts, your mistrust of James Hunter, and your need for truth. given life when you touch the Pythagoras prism.
Wait, I never touched the prison. Oh, of course. You're just messing with me.
It's quite easy to do.
Hilarious. Was there a point to this visit, or should we just skip to the part where you disappear mid-sentence?
Well,
I was hoping I'd turn around and you'd be gone.
are you always this nice to the ladies?
I am when they're a bloody nightmare.
Please. We both know, if I was in your dreams, you'd never want to wake up.
Well... Not to be rude, but my food is getting cold.
Your friends are onto something. Something far bigger than they understand. And I trust you'll see them to the finish line.
Wait, what? That thing about the play? What about it?
Trust your instincts.
Oh, come on, I'm gonna need a little more than... Those lights are gonna come back on, and you're gonna be gone, aren't you? Fuck's sake.
Is it me, or is that pattern...
Completely random. I mean, look, some of the plays fall on the same day at the same hour. How is that even possible?
Multiple troops of actors, I guess.
All performing the same play and yet no one's heard of it.
I won't lie, this is starting to pique my curiosity. Oh, finally, the food is here. Dan, I know you're on a crusade against flavour, but why must we suffer? Broadleaf spinach, couscous, cashew nuts, and... What in the blue hell is a grenade bar? In what universe are these snacks?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Are you alright, Dan? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Oh, no, nothing. It was just a weird homeless guy yelling about how the world is doomed.
Oh, well, he might be right.
How so?
Abigail was sent a photo.
Oh, was it a dom?
Thankfully, no.
Is this just some unwritten rule of the worldwide internet? Photos are more often than not genitalia.
Yes.
Noted.
But what was this photo of?
It was a photo of the play being advertised in Whitby. Seems the play is spreading like wildfire.
It's weird, though. I can't find a pattern. It sort of just pans out like a spider web, but goes back in on itself too.
So it's like trying to catch a bloody train across this country.
Wait, what?
Well, it's like trying to get from Essex to Brighton. They're both on the coast, but you have to go to London first.
Dan, did you just...
Dan, you bloody genius! Look, all of them have train stations.
It must be multiple groups of actors travelling via train. Then booking the first church hall they can before jetting off again.
So based on the latest performances, we could try and preempt where it goes next.
What about the disappearances?
Well, people were claiming that friends who had seen the play went missing.
Okay, so this many performances and that many people going missing, surely there would be an enormous outcry.
Well, get this. Everyone reported missing suddenly reappears a few weeks later.
Oh, but still, the sudden influx of missing persons cases should have generated some sort of buzz. No, someone must be sitting on it.
Oh my God. This could be a conspiracy that reaches all the way to the top. Oh, I've always wanted to investigate one of those.
Abigail, as far as we know, it's a pretentious play with a strange marketing scheme. Let's not get the Illuminati involved just yet.
Yeah, but what about the disappearances? I thought you said your curiosity was piqued.
Cannibal Holocaust.
What now?
Abigail, want to take this one?
The director of a film called Cannibal Holocaust was arrested under suspicion of murdering his actors to capture live deaths. It turns out that he asked them to lay low and avoid any interviews following the film's release to give the impression that the film was real, sort of like Blair Witch. It worked so effectively that he was summoned into court, but ultimately the charges were dropped because all the actors were fined.
So what's stopping these claims from being the same thing? People paid to come forward and claim their friends are missing to generate buzz.
Okay, then why is this the first we're hearing of it? Something like this should be on the front page of YouTube.
But I thought you said YouTube was only filled with music videos, pranks, and videos of women in low-cut tops posting thirsty traps?
It is, mostly. But viral horror trends tend to pop up there from time to time, like that Momo thing in Slenderman.
Well, maybe it's yet to catch on, and this is just the small movements that get the ball rolling before it blows up and then someone reveals it's all been a marketing scheme.
Or someone is suppressing it.
Ugh, you're as bad as her today. That homeless man really lit a fire under you, Deputy.
I've just got a feeling about this. I'm trusting my gut instinct. Something is going on here.
Well, would your gut be kind enough to provide a date, time and location of the next play?
Okay, so it was in Whitby last night, which means if we follow the train line down, then it could be in Russwarp or Briggsworth.
Or Scunthorpe, York, Leeds. You see the issue here.
Okay, right then. It's time to deploy my army.
You have an army. That would have been useful during the Greenvale event.
Well, an army of keyboard detectives. Give me 10 minutes to make an announcement. First person to accurately predict the next location of the play gets a date with James Hunter.
Absolutely not.
Oh, come on! It gets you out there, finds us the play, and gets you to get over the last heartbreak. That's a triple win.
Dan, man to man, what are the odds, percentage-wise, that any of these women will actually be attractive?
0.
Absolutely not, Abigail. If you post that, my retribution will be swift and decisive.
Right. Hello, dedicated detectives of the paranormal. I am hosting my first competition. Whoever can provide us with the accurate location of the next showing of Brilliant Rain will win the fabulous prize of a date with James Hunter. Yes, the James Hunter. All day. Well, too late. Hope you enjoy your date.
Wonderful. I'm going to be stuck with a podcast nut wanting me to sign their anoraks.
Oh, it could be worse. They could draw fan art of your work till they eventually wind up at your door and drag you out of retirement.
Dan!
Ah, shit!
Slowly, the train grinded to a halt, pulling into the station. Once the doors had opened and the passengers spilled out, we made our way to the taxi rank and went our separate ways. Abigail's loyal army of detectives were certain that the next showing would be in York, in one of 3 locations, so it seemed fitting that the 3 of us would split up and investigate. Leaving the station, I took in a deep breath from the cold northern air. There was something magical about visiting one of the country's old capitals. A step back in time to a gorgeous city surrounded by a Roman wall and punctuated with a towering minster. The locals wore thick, heavy coats and beat their breasts in an attempt to chase the cold air from their bodies. Moving to and fro through the narrow cobbled streets, I parted from my companions, Abigail still staring Dan daggers, and made my way towards the Cockles. The famous street was lined with historical architecture and was home to some of the comedy greats. Uni students, perhaps hoping to follow in their wake, swarmed the streets, their sing-song laughs filling the air with promise and naivete. I slowly filtered through them before my eyes fell on my target, a small sandwich board with a blackboard surface, and written in neat cursive chalk, Brilliant Rain. 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Bingo. Well, whichever fan said the Cockles has earned their date.
Is Brilliant Rain there?
Yes, and in only half an hour too, so hurry up. And who is the lucky detective?
A Miss Lisa, apparently. Lisa E. And she says she can't wait to meet you for your date.
Fantastic. Hate to disappoint her, but I don't put out till the 3rd date. As for Brilliant Rain, it seems the show is being hosted at an improv club, or something similar. The doors are bolted, though.
Is there anyone outside? Maybe some staff could give us some details.
No one official from what I can tell. There's a couple of others waiting outside. I'll see what I can find out. Big theatre fans?
Excuse me?
Oh, sorry. Are you also waiting to go see Brilliant Rain?
Yeah, we always come down to the Cockles to see what new stuff is going on. We love modern theatre.
Have you heard much about the show?
Nothing at all. Though that's a good sign usually. Always the stuff you least expect that blows you away.
Ah, are you 2 students, perchance?
What gave it away? Heard he's with the University of York on them.
Well, I have been known for my keen eye. James Hunter, pleasure to meet you both.
Tom.
Sarah.
Well, enjoy the show.
James!
Ah, good, I won't be going in alone. Is Abigail far behind you?
I don't know, she was coming from the other side of the city.
Well, she hasn't got long left. Fortunately, we don't need tickets. Seems to be pay on the door. And the locals here haven't heard the first thing about this play.
Huh. How did our keyboard warriors find it then?
I don't know. I'm trying not to look a gift horse in the mouth, lest I'm stuck with a dinner date from a Miss Lisa E.
Lisa E.
Are you alright?
Yeah. Oh, there she is. Abigail.
Just in time.
Shall we?
I followed the pair through the heavy wooden doors that seemingly opened by themselves, leading to a darkly lit antechamber. A staircase led directly down, a metal rail flanking it. I nodded at the pair, following them down, not too far behind the students I'd bumped into. Besides us, there were 3 others. An elderly lady and 2 locals swept in from the street. We slowly made our way down the stairs till we reached the room beneath. A stage at the far end, complete with a thrust and proscenium arch, dominated the room. Between it and us were rows of chairs scattered amongst pieces of scenery. It almost seemed like the audience was better decorated than the stage, which only had some chairs scattered around it. Oh great, it's minimalist. Members of staff wearing shirts linking them to the establishment ushered us towards the seating, big smiles on their faces.
Excuse me, do you think we could get a programme?
We found ourselves a small grouping of chairs and waited, though I was swift to order a drink from the bar in the far corner. By the time I had returned, Abigail had been given her programme.
It doesn't list any actors, just the playwright and the company.
What's the company called?
Pandora's Players. Have you ever heard of them?
How would I have heard of them?
Oh, good point. But I'm sure our mutual friend Google has. Ugh, no signal.
Well, we are underground.
Do you think we could ask the crew? Someone manning the lights?
It looks like the establishment is handling that. I guess it helps them to travel if they don't have to bring any lighting, decorations, or crew with them.
Well, what are we thinking then? Marketing scheme or supernatural?
Well, let's see the bloody thing first.
Right. You all have your protective charms on, right?
Yep.
Abigail, I'm not putting that flimsy thing around my neck. Anything you bought off Wish.com for a $5 is not going to protect me from the horrors of the cosmos.
Just put it on, James. If there are supernatural things in this play that makes people go missing, then at least you're protected. And if there isn't, then what's the harm in wearing it?
I'll look like a dork.
Says the guy in a bow tie.
The house lights dimmed, the curtain rose, and the show began.
Starring Jamie Evans as James Hunter, Isabella Barbieri as Abigail Corbin, and Luke Hunter as Dan Cowell. Also featuring Edina Hadley, Rujni Hall, Harry McElroy, Charles Topping, David Anthony Green. Haunted, the audio drama, is created by Jamie Evans, with all episodes produced and directed by Jamie Evans and Benton Hodges. Audio engineering by Benton Hodges and Jamie Evans. Haunted is a production of Impala Films and is recorded at Three Sprite Media Studios, with special thanks to Duncan Newham for equipment support. Opening and closing themes by James Crow. Thank you for listening to this audio presentation. Come back next week for the next exciting chapter of Haunted, the audio drama.